In this demo, we're going to be going through unit, cash, and inventory management. To get a high-level view of your unit's inventory, go to the inventory page from the left navigation menu. When you place your order with your council, it populates as or aka what is in your living room. Be advised that the inventory will appear when your council approves your unit's order, so you may show some inventory at your unit in the system before you've picked it up. You can start to transfer this inventory to Scout's quantity column and then choose the appropriate button at the bottom. Now you see we already have some inventory out there at a site or a Scout. And then on the far right here, we have the total inventory on hand, which is just a summation of the quantity at unit and the quantity at a site or Scout. The red button down here is to transfer to a site or Scout. So if we wanted to transfer some caramel corn to a storefront, we have cheddar and some unbelievable butter. So transfer to site or Scout. We're going to transfer it to Deerbergs. Click continue. And now that inventory has been moved out to that site. Now for the buttons on this main screen, it will only show sites that you have coming up either day of or the next day. And so you can make these adjustments here on this main inventory page, or if within the actual storefront site, which we'll get to in a moment. Now, if we wanted to bring some of that product back in, say I actually want to bring 5 back from Deerbergs, we enter that 5, click receive from site or Scout, choose Deerbergs, receive now, click continue, and that's now moved that inventory back to our unit. The last button here is the gray adjust unit inventory button. So how is this different from the transferring option or damaged product? And this increases or decreases your unit's overall inventory, just as if ordering more popcorn would increase your unit's overall inventory. Transferring only moves the inventory between your unit, sites, and Scouts. And lastly, when Scouts make sales, it decreases your unit's overall inventory. The most important thing to remember about your unit's inventory is that this is your tracker. The transfers and adjustments you make to your inventory, to storefronts or Scouts, are to help you manage your sale. If you reach a point where your inventory is not correct and you cannot figure out the issue, do a count of your unit inventory or what's in your living room and adjust the inventory totals to the accurate count. Now let's look at the storefront sales page. So as I mentioned, on the main inventory tab, these options are limited to recent sites, but you do have the ability to manage inventory within each individual storefront site. So this can be done by going to the storefront sales page from the left navigation menu. And then under storefront sites, go to your site. We're going to go to Deerbergs again. Click manage payments and inventory from the actions dropdown and then click go. The first thing you'll see here at the top is cash management. This is where you can enter at each storefront. So the first cash adjustment that you enter is going to default to starting cash. So we are going to enter $50 for our starting cash. And you'll see that has also now populated as part of the cash due from site. So cash due from site will continue to grow as your Scouts make site. You'll also enter that here. So for example, if we wanted to receive back $10 of that, we enter $10 as amount collected, click submit, and obviously now that has gone down to 40. So you also have the ability here to enter cash adjustments. So let's say you accidentally adjusted for $40 and you're like, oh, oops, that was a mistake. We don't want to do that. How can I fix that? It's a simple fix. Just click in, enter -40, click submit, and now you're back to where you started. Down at the bottom here, you can move your unit inventory or what is in your living room out to that site. So as you can see some inventory out, but let's say we wanted to transfer the last 2 cheese lovers boxes, and actually we want to transfer some more white cheddar because that's been selling pretty well. We'll transfer 10 more there. You can fill it out here and then click transfer to Deerbergs, and you'll see that inventory has now been added to the quantity at site. You can also transfer inventory back from this page. So let's say that all shifts are over, the storefront hasn't been sold. Click the quick fill button that pre-populates everything you have left at the site, and then click transfer back to unit. But let's leave that inventory there for now, and we're going to go back to the storefront sales dashboard. So from the dashboard, if you scroll down to the bottom, you'll see storefront inventory by site. And you'll see at Deerbergs, the 57 containers that we just finished transferring there are showing up here. You can actually click into that there at that site. So this is helpful to check throughout the day so you can quickly see if a site is running out of a certain product, you can get them some more. This is also informative if your unit inventory is not correct out there, that maybe you forgot to transfer back to your unit. Let's take a look at the Wagon sales page and see how inventory works with Scouts. As shown in the beginning, you can assign inventory from the main inventory page, or you can assign it through each storefront or Scout individually. To manage cash and inventory by Scout, you're going to go to the Wagon sales page from the left navigation menu, which we've already done. See how many orders delivered the Scouts have, how many are undelivered, and then also the cash owed by Scout. If you ever see that a Scout has orders, but they're showing $0 cash owed by, or all of their orders have been credit card sales. So let's take a look at Jackson's inventory. We're gonna, under the Actions menu, choose Manage Payments and Inventory, click Go. And so again, at the top, you can see cash management, you can see total cash and credit card sales, you can enter cash adjustments, you can view cash due from Scout along with how much has already been collected. And as you collect cash for $20, let's say he just turned that in, so we click into that, enter $20, click Submit, and now he's all trued up. He doesn't owe the unit anything at this point. Down at the bottom, we have the Scout's inventory. You can see quantity at unit, quantity with the Scout, and then you have the same transfer and adjustment options down at the bottom that we saw at the storefront level. You can give more inventory out to a Scout. So Jackson doesn't have sales. Give him 20 caramel corn, some unbelievable butter, white cheddar, and 30 salted. Transfer to Jackson, click continue. You'll see now that's populated as quantity with Scout. You can also receive inventory back into the unit. So let's say 30 was too much salted. We're going to take 20 back, enter 20, click transfer back to unit, confirm that transfer, and you'll see everything has updated. If the Scout is done selling and you want to quickly just take back, click transfer back to unit. And now everything is back at the unit and the Scout's all zeroed out. So that was a quick overview of how you manage cash and inventory for your unit at a high level. But let's address some specific questions. What does it mean if inventory is negative? So for that, we're going to go back to Wagon Sales and go into a different Scout. We're going to go look at Jason's inventory. You can see here quantity with Scout for the chocolate lovers. This means the Scout likely forgot to mark an order as undelivered. So when they took the sale, it drew their inventory negative because we don't have any chocolate lovers at this point. It's too early for us to order chocolate. So that's a good Scout so that they can go deliver the popcorn that they sold, or the order needs to be changed to undelivered and fulfilled later once you have the product to give to the Scout. So we need to go change that order to undelivered. How do we do that? First, we go back to the Wagon Sales dashboard. And then under Jason, under the Actions menu, you can see all of Jason's Wagon orders here. So the chocolate lovers one is the $60 sale. Click View Order and click Go. And you'll see here that he has marked it delivered, but we know that's not true because we don't have any chocolate lovers right now. So we uncheck that box. You'll get the green confirmation up in the corner. Click back, and you'll see now that status is at undelivered inventory. So we'll go back to Wagon Sales. Back into Jason's inventory, you'll see that chocolate lovers 10 is no longer showing as negative because it's under an undelivered status. And we'll talk more about that in a minute. The next question is, why are military donations negative? So you can see Jason has military donations will always be negative since you are not actually fulfilling any product for these sales. The negative amount lets you as the leader know how many military donations need to be ordered for your unit's final order to council. Another question or scenario that you might encounter is, why is storefront inventory negative? Why does my system inventory not match what is on hand? So let's go back to storefront sales for a moment, and we're going to go look at the inventory for Walmart. So at the bottom here, you see that it's showing we have some negative products at the site, but you know that's not the case. Everything is good at the site. There's no product left over. So for storefronts, the first thing to consider is, does what you transferred in your system match what was actually taken to the store? If not, make the necessary transfer in the system to true up what's missing or correct the overage. This can be done from the main inventory page, which is over here on the left navigation menu, or you can do it within the site's Manage Payments and Inventory section, which is where we are now. So if you know that everything was at the site that was needed, and maybe you just didn't transfer enough in the system. You can go ahead and correct that now by entering these quantities in the transfer or adjust quantity column, and then transfer that inventory to Walmart. And now everything is zeroed out and good to go. So the next thing to consider is, did the scout mark the wrong product? If so, if it was a cash sale, you can refund it and re-enter it with the correct information. So let's go back. And next to Walmart, we're going to look at the sales summary. So Jackson has told us that he took a $20 cash sale. And what I did just now is I just clicked on that row and it populates the details. Jackson told us he took a $20 cash sale. He selected white cheddar, but it actually should have been unbelievable butter. So since it was a cash sale, we can refund this and make note of Jackson's shift time, because since you have it split by shift, that's going to matter when we go to re-enter the order. So we're going to refund this. And then we're going to go back to our storefront page, and we're going to re-enter the sale with the correct information. So next to Walmart, under the actions, choose record a sale. That populates this. We know he was working the 10 to noon shift, so you want to make sure the time of sale is correct. So 10:04 is fine. You can fill out the information again for the customer if you want. This was taken by Jackson, and it should have been unbelievable butter. So we're going to enter that and then click record a sale. And now everything should be good to go. If it was a credit sale, you will need to make the adjustments to your inventory. Do not refund credit transactions to fix this error. You can go to the main inventory tab, or you can go to the site's individual payments and inventory section. So down at the bottom, our inventory is off because the wrong product was selected. So in this case, we would need to take away the white cheddar. So enter 1, click adjust site inventory, transaction error, and we're going to subtract that from the site because it wasn't actually sold. And instead he sold the unbelievable butter. So we need to add that to the site's inventory. Again, choose adjust site inventory, transaction error, and add that to the site. And now everything's good to go. If that scenario still didn't fix your issue, the last thing to do is to refer back to what you actually have on hand and compare that against your sales report. So this can be found by going back to the storefront sales page, and under the actions column next to the site, you scroll down to the bottom and choose Run Sales Report. Click Go. And this will pull up a PDF that you can download and print off. We recommend doing this at the end of each shift anyway. But this report, or excuse me, the end of each day anyway. And the sales report shows what you began with, what you sold, and then what you transferred back. So you can use this to try and identify the issue and then make any necessary adjustments to get it to match. Another scenario you might run into is sometimes scouts will log transactions in the wrong locations. For example, logging a storefront sale as a wagon sale. If your scout recorded a sale in the wrong place and it was a cash sale place from your leader portal. So for example, if we go to wagon sales, our scout Jackson took a $20 unbelievable butter cash sale under wagon sales, and that needs to be moved to storefront. So if we go look at his wagon orders, you'll see this top one here is the one that I'm moved to the storefront. So since it was a cash sale, we're going to go ahead and refund that. And you'll get the confirmation bar up here that the refund was issued. Now we need to go to storefronts to add that sale back in after the fact. So it was supposed to be at Schnucks on the 24th. We go to record a sale from the actions menu, click go. And the important thing here is to make sure that you're entering it within the right time frame if you have your sales for scouts split by shift. So Jackson was working, so we just need to make sure that it's within that time frame, so that's fine. And it was a $20 unbelievable butter. click record sale, and that's it. If it was a credit sale, it's a little more complicated because it cannot be moved. Instead, you will need to perform a manual sales adjustment for the scouts that are getting incorrect credit. So for example, Jackson put in a $20 credit card sale for white cheddar in his Wagon sales instead of Storefront. So now Jackson's Wagon sales inventory is off, the Storefront's inventory is off, Jackson is getting $10 too much credit, and Jason is getting $10 from the dashboard. So to fix this, we need to add 1 white cheddar to Jackson's Wagon sales inventory. So let's go ahead and do that. We'll go to Wagon sales. Under Jackson, under actions, we go to manage payments and inventory. So we enter 1. As you can see, he's showing a -1 because of this. So enter 1, transfer to Jackson, continue. Okay, so that's step 1. Now we need to subtract 1 white cheddar from the Storefront's inventory. Manage payments and inventory. And at the bottom, you'll see we have that 1 white cheddar that needs to be removed. Enter 1, click adjust site inventory. Reason is going to be a transaction error, and subtract from site. Now we need to fix the sales adjustment to give sales. Remember, Jackson's getting $10 too much credit right now, so we need to take away $10. So we go to the sales adjustment column here, type in -10, and just click out, and you'll see that will update and reduces too little credit. So we need to add 10 to his. So enter 10 and click out of that, and you'll see his total sales are updated, and now everything is as it should be.